bold, cheeky, flashy. Gallus.
Hello.
Do you know what is like the best thing to do?
Yeah,
Be British.
exactly.
It's to be Scottish. It is to grow up in Britain. And do you know what the other thing to do is? It's to hop on trends years after they were big deals.
Of course.
Tier lists.
Tier list.
Tiermaker.co.uk
Yeah,
or whatever it's called.
yeah.
My name's Ryan.
My name's Calum.
And today we're doing a tier maker of childhood nostalgia
Childhood nostalgia.
from the 2000s. This is going to be a weird one.
It's a good movie.
Because, well, just to give you a little sample, there's everything here from a PS2 to Doctor Who.
Yes.
How do you compare those things? I don't think it comes down to comparing them with each other. I think this is individually where they go themselves. Comparing these things is going to be quite hard for the end ultimate ranking, but that is the end ultimate rankings problem. Right now, all we have to do is make a tier list.
Indeed.
We have our tiers, of course, and we have awful for, well, it's
Yeah.
it's quite self-explanatory. Then there's, of course, the next tier,
Yes.
which is didn't grow up with this, which you got to have. Because there are some things here that we're both not going to recognise.
Yeah.
You've got Sprite,
It's alright.
which,
It's alright.
that's what it says in the tin, and it tells you it's alright, and
It's alright.
so it's the next one, it's just
It's good.
Then you've got my tier, my favourite tier,
Yeah.
the lovely tier,
Yes.
which is something that's better than good, but not as good as them good old days,
The good old days.
which is for, well, it's the best.
Oh, of course.
It is the best. You know, that's, I reckon there's going to be quite a fair few things in lovely, and them good old days.
Yeah.
And then there's, of course, the Gallus tier, which has its special rule. We have to agree on everything, but the Gallus tier, we each get one, which we can just put in there. And that's it. It's my personal favourite, Callum's personal favourite.
Yeah.
And then everything else is a collective between the both of us. So I've said all I need to say, but first I feel like I'll ask this question.
Yes.
Do you enjoy growing up in the 2000s? Anything as a child in Britain?
Oh, yeah. I love growing up into this as a child in Britain. It was awesome.
Well, I've got a really easy transition for you. Why did you love growing up in the Britain in the 2000s?
Don't know. Well, I didn't exactly grow up any other time, so it was what I was given.
You were meant to go all of these.
Oh, yeah, because right, look at all this stuff right here.
Should we do it again?
Yeah, so again.
Cal, why did you love growing up in Britain in the 2000s?
Harry Hill, TV burp. Okay. Yeah.
And so it begins.
And so it begins.
Where should we start?
Let's just start from top of the list. We'll make our way through it one by one.
Right.
I don't know what that is.
What is that?
I don't know what that is.
This is why I didn't want to start at the top of the list.
Is it I don't know what that is. We'll just ignore it.
It's got numbers on it.
It's not a calculator. It looks almost like a phone of some sort. Like is it like a landline maybe?
It's got a button on it.
It's unimportant.
It looks like a card machine.
I don't know.
It's fucking awful is what it is.
It's awful.
It's got don't know. Okay, really strong start.
Yeah, really strong. Sorry, well, let's get a whole lot stronger because TV burp belongs in good old days.
Good old days.
Yeah, I love Harry Hill. He's one of my favourites. He's one of my favourite guys of all time. He's Harry Hill. It goes TV burp.
It's been too strong.
What did you just fucking? What did you just fucking?
No, wait. Hold on.
Harry Hill. Look at him.
He's the fella I feel like you've been framed in that.
Yeah, look at him. Look at him, right.
He's got like the dog. Sometimes.
Yeah,
There's a dog.
I just know he does. You've been framed. He had TV burp. And I have both of the Harry Hill Gold DVDs and all of them.
He's got the films as well.
Yeah.
And the less said about the films, in my mind, the better. But this isn't about Harry. Oh. So Ryan can take that out. This is specifically about TV, but
Which is awesome.
of which Ryan doesn't really know anything about, so he's
Which is
inclined to just leave to you.
good old days.
There we go, put that up there.
Yeah.
So, why are the two Ronnies here?
I don't know anything about the Chuckle Brothers.
Sorry, Chuckle Brothers, yeah. Well, Chuckle Brothers too.
I don't know anything about it. So I'll leave it to you.
Right. So, it's not awful. And I'm not going to put it in didn't grow up with this. I'm going to take this and make this slightly different. So here we have the Chuckle Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I said Chuckle Brothers, but you know what I do know? I know that there's a third Chuckle Brother who works in a shop in Ayr called Fast Forward. This guy I'd walk past all the time and my dad would go, it's the third Chuckle Brother. And it would always garner a chuckle for me, having no idea what it was, but it's just kind of amusing because I'd seen that picture and thought he does actually look like he could be the third one. And then I'd walk past that place and Daniel would go, it's the third Chuckle Brother. So it seems like that's a joke in the air, is that this guy looks like the third Chuckle Brother, and for that sole reason, I can't say that it's awful, because they garnered laughs out of me without me knowing who they were.
Yeah.
We could put them in didn't grow up with this, but as of now, I'm inclined to put them in. Is that right? Because
we can put them in, sorry.
Because they must be a big deal if, without me knowing who they were making me laugh.
Yeah.
Right. Are you Tracy Beaker?
I do not know what that is.
I think you're Tracy Beaker.
I do not know who Tracy Beaker
We are going to have to consult Milky to double check if this is Tracy Beaker Season 1. Are you?
You know what it is, Ryan? Look, yeah, go watch Tracy Beaker.
That's Tracy Beaker.
Right there. It's the same one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tracy Beaker. Tracy Beaker is one of the weirdest CITV shows, say BBC, one of those two shows.
Mm-hmm.
So Tracy Beaker.
Oh, so I just realised CBC isn't on this.
That's rough.
It's just rough, because that's where Shaun the Sheep was. Fucking love Shaun the Sheep.
She goes into like adult care or whatever you would call it.
Mm-hmm.
Where like foster care or something, there's like 15 of them. And there's capital D drama every single day between her and her boyfriend, and like all of the friendships and the relationships and the not siblings, and the fact that her parents aren't there. And do you know what it was? It was alright. This is a show I watched with Amy because Amy would force me to watch it because it was for girls.
No.
It wasn't one of them unisex television shows like what's about to come up, which I suppose is a show that anyone could watch.
But I do not know what it is.
My parents are aliens.
I don't know what that is.
So, it's quite a simple premise.
Yeah.
Two children,
Mm-hmm.
boy and a girl. See their parents,
Yeah.
aliens,
Mental.
and they get up to all sorts of alien-like mischief. And do you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's alright.
It's alright, okay. If there's a whole lot of alright going on. Now we get to a pretty big one. We've got Jeremy Kyle.
Why is Texas?
Is for some which is debatable, okay? Jeremy Kyle himself is debatable. The show
It's
itself,
the Jeremy Kyle show.
yeah, it is.
If it's Jeremy Kyle show, then it's different kettle of fish.
So Jeremy Kyle's show is incredibly funny.
It's so funny.
It is people's lives are just in shambles. And I think my favourite one is these two people who genuinely they just something. So they're entirely unique in their Jeremy Kyle show appearance because they're there because one of them seems to be convinced that the other one stole his lawnmower. So it's a man and a woman, and the man is convinced that this woman has stolen his lawnmower. He's like, "You fucking stole my lawnmower!" I said, "I didn't, I swear I didn't." And that's the whole plot of the episode, and it is just trashy, awful British TV. But it has Jeremy Kyle in the bottom left corner just going, his mouth is agape, and he's in awe.
It's good, isn't it?
I think it's just good.
Because you've got to take into the factor that this show is incredibly problematic.
It is very problematic.
But it's also funny.
It's very funny. It's people's lives who are in absolute shambles, and you've got Jeremy Kyle saying, "You shut up and sit down." I say, "Well, we're gonna."
Right.
Yeah, okay. Doctor Who.
So it's the best.
I've never seen Doctor Who, so this one's entirely on you. I know your opinion on it.
So it's going straight up to good old days because Doctor Who is the most fun childhood thing one can have.
Yeah, I think it's also one of the biggest British media exports.
Also, God, it's British, which is now owned by Disney, which is fucking hilarious, but also it's half owned. It's 50% owned by Disney, which is really, really bad.
Yeah.
but there's a part of Ryan who is like always going to be anarchist energy.
Mm-hmm.
So Ryan morally thinks, fucking hell, that's bad.
Yeah.
But there's that little bit inside of him that's like, I just want to see it play out.
Yeah.
Well, what are Disney going to do with Doctor Who? I could talk for days about Doctor Who, and I will talk for days about Doctor Who, because we're more than likely bringing out a Doctor Who series to the podcast at some point soon. So I'll save all my Doctor Who ramblings for then.
Teletubbies. Yeah, so Teletubbies. It's got the classic Teletubby factor.
It does have the Teletubby.
I honestly don't think I watched it a ton. If I did, I was in like the fetus stage.
I'm scared of the
I
Teletubbies.
remember watching it.
I was terrified of them. Look at them.
No, but
Bing Bong and Bluey and like they're 7 foot tall.
bro, it's not Bing Bong and Bluey. Okay, that's Bluey you're thinking of. It's Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, and Poe. Okay.
I know the Sun Baby, who is actually terrifying.
Yeah, it's actually pretty scary.
When there's the theme song, it's time for the Teletubbies, which people actually thought was like brainwashing and corrupting children's minds.
So you know what? It's all right. The actual, besides the Teletubby factor, just the Teletubbies like by themselves, the actual show, and it's all right.
That's all terrifying.
Yeah.
But anyway,
The baby
Teletubbies
son is actually a demon.
yeah. This
The Teletubbies are hypnotizing your children. It's the devil.
Harry Potter connection, that's a good one.
Oh, of course, yeah.
The giant, that's just
10-foot tall giants.
and that is why I reckon.
10-foot tall.
Have you not seen the images of Teletubbies?
No.
Okay, then that's got to be the next thing for you. Teletubbies in real life. This, I hope, sways you to good. Can we get him up on it? Look at that thing!
My God. Okay,
He said films, but it's Teletubbies.
Oh my God.
They are fucking horrifying.
He's huge. Okay, yeah, okay, you know what? It's alright. Balamori. I didn't watch Balamori.
Lovely then, immediately. So you've got the theme song, you've got the fact that it's Scotland, you've got the fact that it is a reference that will do for days, you've got the fact that like you'll just be talking to Josh and you'll pull out a story about the policeman, Officer Plum.
Listen, the only thing that I really know about it is I know Daniel, he loved Balamori.
Oh yeah.
And I know that I heard one time that I think at Kyle Academy someone called the campus called PC Plum when he got put in a headlock. So those are the two things I know about Balamori.
They do both scream lovely. Balamori is like a cultural one for Scotland,
Isn't
and it's got to be there to like live its best life, I reckon, because well, look, the colour scheme is immaculate. This is it's actually a well shot. It's a good looking. It did really well for all of the careers, and sometimes you just see like one of the Balamori cast pop up, and you're like, I know you from somewhere,
yeah.
and you think, where? And it'll take you 5-10 minutes. It'll take you 20. It'll take you a couple of Googles. Like it won't come up the first time, but maybe the third or fourth time that you've Googled where this person's from, you'll realise it's Balamori all along. And sometimes you just hear the echoing of the Balamori theme kick into gear. Balamori. And you're the wee island shows up and everybody's childhood dreams to go to Balamori. And everyone's heartbroken when they realise that Balamori isn't a real place.
What a shame.
Anyway, the WWE.
Yeah. So
That's the good old days.
I was never into WWE much as like a child. I never watched them. I don't really watch WWE, but wrestling is sick.
Yeah, it's all good. Fucking that logo, that's the Undertaker chokeslamming Batista. That's Mark Henry killing Rey Mysterio. That's the great Khali chopping people's heads through their bodies.
Well, yeah.
That's good old days. Yeah, that's good old days about. Yeah. There's no disputing the WWE
series.
days and the series. You seen it recently?
No. It's poor.
It's A, poor, and it's B, terrifying.
Oh, of course.
Look, it's haunted, I would reckon, CBBS.
Hmm.
But back in the day, CBBS had some top quality stuff on it.
I cannot remember really anything about the series. Was Cramp in My Pocket on CBBS?
Cramp in My Pocket.
I watched that like once. Was Harry and his bucket full of dinosaurs on CBBS?
Would have been a kid.
Then that's all I need to know, bro. Actual raw talking.
Yeah, CBBS, you'd find like a show where this guy would teach you about dinosaurs. There was a show where like it was like doctors, like puppets going to doctors. There was the number box or whatever they were.
The numberjacks.
Numberjacks.
Minos came from the little one. It was just Nina and the Neuron.
Nina and the Neurons is CBBS peak, which of course has only one story known about it, which is those folk from Zulu that were on it. But well done to those actors.
I think lovely.
I think it's lovely. Balamori, of course, was on.
Yeah. Okay, GameCube. I didn't have a GameCube. That was before my time.
It's before my time. I have no strong thoughts on.
No, I just say they grow up.
I grew up with it. Yeah.
I didn't grow up with a GameCube. I didn't grow up with a Yu-Gi-Oh either. So I can just go in the Nokia phone. I love it. My first phone was like a BlackBerry or something. I miss those old phones with the little numbers and the shitty games. Like, oh, it's 20p a minute to play this game. So, you know, it's just automatically. Old phones. Lovely.
Snake.
I think my brother had some like Transformers game and they just spend all of his like texts on it. Just playing it.
I will never had Snake.
Yeah. Cartoon Mr. Bean.
Cartoon Mr. Bean
was pretty good, if I remember correctly. I liked it.
It's never something I ever watched by choice.
I'm sure I had it on like box set, so there's a few things I must have watched it by choice. Wasn't there also only like 16 or 12 episodes of the live action Mr. Bean?
There's not much.
There's like comically few episodes of it. There was a lot of episodes.
Oh, are they still making them? Probably.
I'm sure they did. They're bringing it back for their season. Yeah, so
that's good.
Is there a live action Mr. Bean here? I was gonna say,
not that I can see.
So because there isn't, I say we consider it as Mr. Bean in general.
Mr. Bean in general.
If we consider it Mr. Bean in general, I would say good old days.
Yeah.
From Mr. Bean.
Yeah, he is Britain.
Yeah, is that just school?
What is this image?
It just looks like a school. Oh, it just looks like a school, like an older school entrance or something.
Looks like a shop.
It begins with like a V. It said it has a V on it.
The question is, because we can't tell what it is, does it not exist in our life? Do we just say this is a school, or do we say it's awful? Because get a better picture.
Awful.
Get a better picture. Get a better picture.
Good old days for the next one. Them benches, okay, they were very uncomfortable to sit on.
Listen.
But they were awesome, okay?
Yeah, absolutely, they are.
The PE benches.
They are one of the most fun. Like, you could do so much with it.
You could stand on it.
You could put it on its side and use it as a goal.
You could absolutely ruin yourself by sitting on the bumps.
Yep. Oh, those poor bumps.
You could jump on it.
How many people you could fit on it?
You could jump over it.
You could play bench ball.
Yeah.
You could carry it.
You could play handball.
You could one man carry it, which was like the fucking
proved you were a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all that needs to be said on that bench. As we move on to what can only be described as something pure.
Gallus. Slam
attacks. Pro wrestling kills.
I was never into any. Like I had a few, like one of the cards, one of the kind of collection attacks cards.
I've got in cancel cards in the drawer for reasons that I will fathom one day.
Okay.
I've got butterfly hair clips.
You've got like a silver one.
Put a message in the back of it.
Yeah. These are really strange.
Yeah. No strange as slam attacks. Slam attacks are simple. I must have... See, there was one series of slam attacks where I had hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Like, every single one. You'd have Trent Barretta. Who the fuck is Trent Barretta? I'd have Ezekiel Jackson. Who the fuck is Ezekiel Jackson? I learned about wrestling through slam attacks, I reckon. I learned wrestlers through these things. Like, I don't know who Ezekiel Jackson is. I don't know who Jason Jordan is. But I suppose I do now. Myself and Daniel would have them compete. You know, they'd have their little fights. Because wrestling figures are expensive. Do you know what's not expensive? Slam attacks. So you could just do the wrestling matches with the cards and it would save you a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Every week I'd go down to Daniel's and Pat would take us in a wee journey, and every week Pat would get us cards and then we'd trade them, we'd make sure we all had good ones, and it got to a point where we actually just had a communal collection. We'd bring them to school. Playtimes would just be us doing this universe of Jason Jordan, who would run with the Jordan Bomb 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. IRS, professional wrestling legend IRS, was once trapped in a box, thrown by Yokozuna to the other side of the playground, and stolen by another kid. Whoa. So that box and IRS are dead. Yokozuna commit murder in the Slam Attacks universe. But now they're like £2 a packet and they're too expensive. Sod the world. I liked it when they were £1 a packet and you got 10 cards. But sometimes, you buy yourself a pack of Slam Attacks just as a wee treat. Slam Attacks are my choice for Gallus.
Well. Wakeboards.
Oh, you could do so much with a whiteboard.
You could do so much with a whiteboard. You could draw on it.
Play hangman at a wet lunch.
Mm-hmm. You could draw stuff.
Write bubble writing.
Marker it. Someone that might use a regular pen on it. Ruin the whole thing.
And then there'd be like the goody two-shoes girl at the beginning of every day that would go up and write the date.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be like a competition to see who got to go up and write the date.
Yeah. Because
nobody knew what day it was.
Apart from that person.
And we always had to know the day. Yeah.
So that's lovely, I reckon.
I think it's lovely. Just whilst I'm here, I'd like to put GameCube.
Yeah, I get it. I could crop with this. The next thing's coming up. It looks like sucked. Okay, I don't know what they are. I think it's just little colourful, like skipping ropes or sort of like dangly, like nunchuck things. You always thought they looked like more fun than they actually were. They just kind of sucked. You just kind of had them, kind of swung them around, and you were done. Fun was over. They sucked. Hate them. Awful. I don't know what that is. It looks like the
looks like the nativity.
It's a nativity. So nativity plays. That's like good old days. Okay. I was a chef in it.
I was a chef
in it.
We did that. We did that.
Yeah, I was Santa Claus in it for one of them.
I was
the first one.
I was a donkey, a shepherd, and quite often the narrator, which was great because it meant I got to phone it in and not do anything. My best nativity story though was the one I did with the church, which was when I played Joseph. Mm-hmm. And I got to do a rendition of the Proclaimers 500 Miles while I was lapping a church with Mary and a donkey, talking about how I would walk 500 miles just to be the man that took to Bethlehem and attacked. I'm like, you know what nativity is? It's a staple. I'd actually be so proud. I wish I had a little brother, essentially is what I'm trying to say to you. Like a little baby little brother or little baby little sister for no reason other than I want easy access to see a school nativity from the perspective of a parent.
Yeah.
To like see what they're up to now, because they're always trying to innovate with these school nativities. They're always trying to make them flashy and different so that it's not just the boring old, same old school nativity. So like, what are they up to now? Is TikTok incorporated into the nativity? Is social media, like, do they phone each other? Is there a bit where they stop and have a dance break? Like, do they go for a fucking vape break halfway through? Because, well, if this was readapted to modern days, there's no way that the three wise men don't have a couple of elf bars on them. Like, what do they get up to nowadays?
True. That is most intriguing. What was intriguing a point there, Ryan. Anyway, I never had a Game Boy, so we could you put that in the group with this either. Magic Taxi sucks, so they can go else. Because I'm not a football fan.
I'm not a football fan.
I just know that Magic Tax.
Facts.
I just remember that Magic Tax were always very expensive. People traded them. They're like, oh, do you want that's football?
Extra height.
It's all right.
I think that I'll settle for when this ends bottom of all right. Because if we just remove match attacks and we just branch them as attacks, these were the mainstream version of these. And these are what I live my life doing. But whilst me and Daniel were sitting having Jason Jordan Bomb 123 and IRS get killed, you'd have other folks sitting trading on match attacks to try and get the best teams to try and complete the binders to the degree that they got banned and shit. Match attacks are a cool guy's Pokemon cards. And they're cheaper.
It's true.
So therefore, they're alright.
Okay.
And also, I won't lie, every time a new season of Match Attacks came out, I'd get the free ones in the newspaper. I'd get my random fucker, and I'd have Triple H crucify him. Because that was one of the fun bits, when you got to do a crossover between the attacks, and you could have the wrestling attacks fight the football attacks. You could build a team of 5, and you could pair them off against the 5 free ones you got in the newspaper, and you could see who would win. That's my case.
Well, Ken. It's
Yeah.
Cartoon Network.
I never used it.
It's awesome. I loved it.
Damn.
So I'd say it's I'd go as far as to say it was good old days.
Oh my god. What was on the Cartoon Network? See if I can I know this fucker pops up on.
There was, I think, my favourite on the Cartoon Network was the ones which were like the late night shows. So shows which didn't get enough. So you had like the Robot Boys, your Samurai Jacks, your Skatoonies. During the day, you had the likes of, before them by Disney, you had Star Wars Clone Wars on there. I think Pokemon showed on Cartoon Network when it was airing its new episodes, I believe. Just a lot of general. Of course, we had Adventure Time. We had regular show on Cartoon Network. The greats. So, good old days. I think the same for...
Never seen any of those.
Never seen it.
What, Adventure Time? I've seen a bit of Adventure Time.
MTV. I guess it's music. It's alright.
Music's alright.
It's alright, yeah. Disney Channel.
Disney.
That's good old days. You had Phineas and Ferb. You had Clone Wars once it was owned by Disney. Yeah. I never watched many of the live action shows. What are you looking for here? What is it you're pulling up?
Sorry, I'm just bringing up Disney Channel.
Oh, kid.
Which kicks off with Ruthie and Mika. This is what Disney Channel is to me.
Hi, you're watching Ryan Robertson girlfriend.
I now need to edit that in the Disney Channel style.
Oh, yes.
Go away.
Well, yes, of course. I only watched the cartoons on Disney Channel. I never watched any of the live action shows.
Never had access to it, but it is this strange enigma in my mind.
Yeah.
And occasionally you'd come across one of the shows that was on another network, your Victoriouses, your iCarlys, and it would just prove to be the best bit of television going. The drama between what was going on in Sam and Cat, the fact that Ariana Grande was phoning it in, the fuck Dan Schneider shite, you know what I mean? Like,
Cool.
Disney Channel was weird. Good old days.
Yeah. PlayStation 3.
I'd have called it a printer. I'd look at that and call that a printer.
PlayStation 3, I would say... I'd say good old days. There's going to be a whole lot of good old days coming up here. Is that Dick and Dom?
I think it's Dick and Dom.
I never watched Dick and Dom.
Dick and Dom were a shite Ant and Dec.
Got it. I was going to say, if it was Ant and Dec, it'd be good old days, just because I'm with Santander, and they have the Santander cans that they do.
Dick and Dom are good. They had the Are You Smarter Than a 10-year-old, which was good. They had the Amazing Game Bogies, which is good. They pop up in the Horrid Henry film, which is good. And there's a running word here that's being said. And that word is good. They didn't do anything that was bad, and they didn't do anything that was great. They were just really consistently all right or good.
Me too.
And I'm torn as to what one to put them in. They're not Jeremy Kyle.
Yeah, they're certainly not Jeremy Kyle.
That's where we came to there. They're not Jeremy Kyle.
Not Jeremy Kyle. Go-Go's. These things rocked. I had quite a lot of Go-Go's back in my day.
I was about to say I'm not familiar with them, but I definitely had the one.
Yeah,
So one can be.
You know Moshi Monsters? The way I describe them as, I guess, slightly less cool, or I guess cooler Moshi Monsters. I didn't like them as much.
Yeah.
They were definitely a lot like simpler. They were like basically like chunks of plastic, like pretty hard plastic, and they'd had this stuff like painted onto them. I would say they're lovely.
Lovely.
As much as I've got a personal like attachment to them, it's a little lovely. Pokemon cards, I only really started investing in them later on. They are very expensive. They are cool. It doesn't apply to all of Pokemon. So I'd say Pokemon cards are good.
Good, I think.
Good's a good place to put them in.
Pokemon cards exist. Never had any. Is this weird, like, albatross of fun? Because whilst myself and Daniel were actually like fighting the wrestling cards themselves, mashing John Cena and The Miz together and hoping something would stick, and whilst people were like hardcore trading Pele for Wayne Rooney, you've got actual fist fighting and actual crimes being committed over Pokemon cards. Like fake fighting, fake crime, mothering conspiracy.
Yeah, people were absolutely savage beasts over Pokemon cards at our school. There were tears, there was violence, there was very unsportsmanlike behaviour.
Absolutely, because here, with Match Attacks, trading was fair. Trading was, I don't like this team or this player, you do. You like that team and that player, so we swap. It would not matter that whether you were given a shiny for a shit. Like, it was all about the player themselves. These
Pokemon
people were strategically scamming folk.
I remember I had someone and they had a selection of cards. I had a card which was kind of like I was going to trade it with someone, and the person who had originally given it to me, they'd bent it in half. They did not treat it well, and then I took it in, and it was like even worse for wear, and I was just in absolutely awful condition, and they naturally didn't want it. I was like, okay, yeah, that's fair, sorry. And someone else had a full collection in their card binder, because of course everyone who was anyone had a card binder for their playing cards. They had a little section full of ones which had damage, and they had a very, very rare card with like a tiny little fold in the corner. So I was like, I'll take that one, I guess. That one looks pretty cool. I'll take that one, fully well knowing how rare it was, while trying to not divulge to them that it was an incredibly rare card. But they knew. I mean, they were fine.
Top quality banter.
Quality banter. Friendships have been ruined.
Absolutely.
Yeah, EastEnders, I never watched EastEnders.
Right. Never watched EastEnders, but EastEnders is the one with the theme song. I think. EastEnders is the one that goes
Yeah, I believe so. So it's alright.
What? The best of the soaps.
Yeah.
It's the one that your mother's always watching.
Yeah.
Well, my mother's recently started watching Home and Away.
So what Home and Away is?
Shit, EastEnders.
Well,
What?
I don't know what fuck it is.
I'll put up to it.
Oh, back. Okay, bro. I'm torn between, there's three of them, which would be my Gallus, and back against one of them. So I think for just now, I'm going to put in good old days. These were the shit. Me and my brother collected them. We watched the show. We adored it. I am still absolutely fucking livid and furious because my brother had a huge big box and a big collection. And I'm sure at one point my mum gave them to charity. And I was, both of us were absolutely furious that she gave them to charity. I think it was my brother, like, wasn't sure what to do with them. He didn't really want them. He's like, oh, okay. And he lived to regret it, and I lived to hate both of them for it. Because if I still had those, I would be the happiest man alive.
Absolutely. They were class.
I'm sure I've still got like one or two of them for like rattling around, but I am really genuinely, I'm so angry about it, even though it was probably half my lifespan ago. Yeah, anyway.
The 360.
I never had a 360.
I had a 360.
I play Xbox now. I was a PlayStation guy.
A 360 is good old days.
That's good. Yeah.
That's
I'd say so, yeah.
I never had PlayStation, so it's like,
Yeah.
I think that is the balances out. The OG console that you had is
Well, I had a lot. I had 4 OG.
well, there is a console that is like above and beyond anything.
Yeah, that's the dominator.
Aye. So the Xbox 360, but there was a Fantastic Four game that I could never play. This is where I played all the Lego games. So this comes with that baggage. This is where I played all the early wrestling games. So it comes with that associated to it. So that's why it's still there. The only reason I got rid of it is because it died. The wee guy kicked the bucket. He keeled over. He was like, no, I've done your years of service. You've played Saints Row 4 a couple of times, and I'm quite sad that you've done that. I'm dead now. And I was like, all right, bye, old mate.
I don't know what milkshake is.
You know how CBBS is for like babies?
Milkshake for like babies.
Babies.
Okay.
Babies.
Awful. I don't want.
No, milkshake's top quality shit. No, not that top quality.
It's just good.
They had this bit where they'd have like birthday banners, and you'd get to design like a birthday banner with all the things you like on it. And yeah, it's milkshake. It's funny. It exists. This is where you like find Bob the Builder.
Oh, okay. Well, like Poultry and Pet.
I think yeah.
I have a plushie of Poultry and Pet's black and white cat, and it's one of my prized possessions.
I think this is where it wasn't Bob the Builder.
See, it was on.
There was the car one. There's one with the car. It's definitely on.
Noddy.
Noddy would have been on this.
Listen, there's one quote about Noddy that I know. It's apparently when I was like 2 years old, I said to my dad that Noddy was a fob. But doesn't mean anything. But I think Noddy's car had like a face on it. Milkshake Channel 5.
It was like a danger car or something, like Me Cargo. It's essentially their brand. This fucker.
Oh.
Felix, the racing car.
I don't know.
Two bananas, the like bananas in pajamas was on this.
No, I just know Noddy. I know I've got a little like Noddy, like face towel.
So I think it's got its place.
So I think Bob the Builder and shit would have been on either CBC or CBBS. Most competitively.
Yeah, I think it's in its right place.
Game was always overly expensive, but it meant like cool stuff that you could find there. Most of the cool stuff wasn't game related. It was either like the stuff in their sale or the random like nonsense that they just the best.
Still is.
I mean, I remember like the coolest things I've bought from there is like a big like collector's edition of a game, which didn't come with the game, and it was down from like £120 to £70. There's a bunch of random like bullshit still. Like I'm buying it. That's like there was
the novelty of going into the store and playing the machine when you're there.
Yeah.
The going in with your mates when you're running into town and just kind of like dicking about because it was placed across the road for the cash exchange.
Yeah.
It's good old days, isn't it?
It's good old days.
It's good old days.
Nickelodeon. Like good old days. I liked, in all honesty, it's probably my least favourite of like the kids' channel.
I think it might be Lovely.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Because
definitely
there's
not
like the top quality shit on Milkshake.
I do not know what match of the day is.
Match of the day! Oh, it's where like they talk about the fit buff of the day. It's goddamn awful. But also it's iconic as fuck.
What is Blue Peter?
There's no other way to describe this than to tell you that it is a children's talk show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
It's iconic.
I'll leave that in your hands.
It's ran for like years. You get like little awards. You get rewarded for doing like good community things. Like we go to schools and we interview these children because they're doing like a sports day here. Opus professional wrestler Pete Dunne, and look at him. He's meeting a child who's like dying. Like, it's iconic. I never watched it. It's all right.
It's all right. Nick Jr. never ever watched it. I think Nickelodeon is for kids anyway. On the line, making Nick Jr.
Which goes same proportion there.
Yeah.
Which we're just going to get rid of now because I don't care enough to talk about it.
Them kind of wooden parkour courses and playgrounds.
Them's the shit.
They were good. They were my favourite part of playgrounds, but they were still awesome because as soon as it rained, like you couldn't go near them. It was just dangerous. So probably lovely.
Lovely.
HMV is another one of those things that I discovered later on as opposed to when I was a kid.
But it is still good days.
Good old days. Pantomimes.
HMV's memories, you know.
Yeah. Pantomimes, good old days.
Oh, pantomimes is the highlight of your year. Yeah. Going to the school's pantomime. The pantomime coming to the school. Yeah. All sorts of chaos going down. You boo the people you want to boo. You cheer the people you want to cheer. You eat as much sweets as you've got on you. You get your ice cream. Come the break. The big bad wolf blows and blows when the house falls down, and then there's stormtroopers at one point that march in, and then there's a lightsaber sequence, and then you like pay the big bucks to go and see John Barrowman at the Hydro, and you're like, what the hell am I doing? And then you go to the Hydro and you see fucking Grado and Jack Jester getting up to us.
The pantomime.
I like pantomimes.
Oh, they're awesome. I've got 3 really easy ones coming up. So you've got the Nintendo DS, which is good old days. We've got the Wii, which is Gallus, which is my Gallus, and the PS2, which is good old days.
Damn right.
The Wii is where I played all of my Lego games. I played Skylanders on it. I played on the Wii constantly. I adore my Wii. I adore my... I've still got a 3DS. I had a DS Lite, but I don't think I have it anymore. I love my DS. It's the only games console I'm going to bring with me when I'm traveling the world is my 3DS. And my PS2 was my first like games console that I had like just by myself. It was mine and I had it. And the memory card on it was broken and I didn't know how to save games. So every single time I played a game, it'd just be a race to see how far I could get before I stopped playing. And I wish I still had my PS2, but because I was a stupid dumbass kid, I sold it for like a pittance amount of money to that shop in the town, which isn't HMV that takes things. Just a damn shame, but the Wii is amazing.
Yeah, it's where I played some of the Lego games. It's where I played Skylanders. It's where you play Wii Sports with the family. It's where you have Wii nights, Wii's memories. Wii's the best thing about everything.
Yeah, Wii's the best.
The Wii could actually be on any tier list, I reckon, and I reckon it would have a chance of winning. Of being the high up there thing. It was almost a Ryan Gallus.
Yeah.
But he decided to go a bit out there with slam attacks, which does create this incredibly funny looking visual, right?
Yes.
What any else?
That's a PlayStation, and I never had one. So it's either, apparently, like I had a discussion from one time. So there's the first PlayStation, which is just called the PlayStation, and then there's a PlayStation 1, which is 2 separate things. Yeah, that's where that belongs. Coronation Street, yeah, that's where that belongs.
I'm just clearing the soaps right now.
Yeah, just clear the soap.
Like, so we agree EastEnders is the best one because it's got the theme.
Yeah.
And then these two are just awful, but they're not as awful as whatever this is.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. It looks like a projector. Or is that a little thing, like the little camera that teachers turn on and it projects onto like the whiteboard? And that shows their hands on their desk.
It won't be that.
It's really quite random, to be honest.
Don't know what it is.
A VHS player, never had one.
Yeah, but they're good though.
Yeah, I guess.
I had one for very early time in my life. And a couple of VHS is always dead fun. There's a novelty to it. There's a novelty to it. They're good fun. I'm rooting for them. You know how vinyls came back?
Right.
We're close to the return of VHS, I reckon.
VHS.
We're close to the return now.
I did a DVD player. So, lovely, I'd say. So, DVDs.
It's an enabler.
I love DVDs. I never had those cheese sticks. I've never had one. I've never had one.
Awful though, because they're dog shite.
Milky Bar. Ooh. Lovely stuff.
Lovely. It's solid child's grand.
I'd say Freddo, probably a tier above in good old days. Because back when they were cheap, because everyone rants and raves about the 25p fucking Freddos these days.
I done 3 Freddos the other day. That was a good time. I felt rich.
Cost you 75.
I felt fucking rich.
I don't know what that is.
What do we think it is?
I do not know. I literally have no clue. Do you sit on it? Is it a speaker?
Do you eat it?
I don't think so.
Did you open it? Is it a retainer?
Who knows? Toys R Us. I never really went into Toys R Us at all. I just remember hearing it was really expensive. Unless we never went there.
It gives off the same magic as Hamleys or whatever it was called up in Glasgow. You know, it's a magical place. We're on our type deal. You know. You know, I never got any Toys R Us.
I went to Smith's Toys.
Smith's was good. Smith's had deals.
And the only time that I ever went there was when I was an adult, and I was buying an adult game that had sold out everywhere, and the only way to get it was to pre-order it to be delivered to Smith's, then go and collect it.
Smith's has deals, Toys R Us doesn't, but Toys R Us shut down, and it's kind of a funny story. Yeah. It's all right. The Wii remote.
See, I thought that, but it can't be, because the Wii remote's right there next to the Wii. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a Skybox. I noticed a little Sky logo. It's either a Sky remote or I had Sky I liked Sky when I was younger. I watched Sky.
We couldn't afford Sky,
so I guess it goes in good. Sky.
We could only afford a skinny VHS player.
I don't know what Summerfield is.
Guilty.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I've always wanted to go to Legoland.
You've been to Legoland.
Well, yes, we did grow up with it there. But it seems like almost a disservice to Legoland.
Which is why it's going to be the top. I think that's perfect.
I don't know what Chessington World of Adventures is.
We're going to call it England fuckers.
Yeah.
Or is it will be like a caravan thing, but...
Caravan thing?
But what did they own?
That's an amusement park.
But where? London, is that?
That's London. Okay.
Anyway.
I have actually no clue what that is. There's going to be a whole lot coming up here which we just don't recognise. I don't know.
Is it spoons?
No. I can say with confidence it wouldn't be on 2000s childhood nostalgia at Wetherspoons. I don't think it belongs.
Why is Match of the Day there?
I don't know. It's I love watching that when I was a kid. Mini clip? I don't know.
Should we just work our way through Sublime?
Yeah, no. I don't know what Thor Park is.
We'll get back to that. Internet Explorer?
Internet task manager thing.
Thoughts on this?
I don't know what that is.
Book Fair?
Book Fair is just any World Book Day.
Cool. So, Thorpe Park is, in my mind, one thing. And that is one scene in The In-Betweeners. Where they go to Thorpe Park. It's an episode of The In-Betweeners. Top film.
I don't know what that one is. It's task manager, something manager, old-timey internet. It's okay.
This is internet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, YouTube.
YouTube's,
YouTube's, it's good old days.
It always will be.
Yeah, wooden float.
An actual flute, which is the most wild Carl
Like
thing
like
I'd have here.
a chanter or something maybe.
But no, like, I have nothing.
I don't know. It's alright.
Because I have strong opinions on a flute.
The
We-
Beano.
We Dennis the Menace.
Yeah, I watched Howard Henry when I was younger. I didn't watch Dennis the Menace, but he always like stood out to he almost seemed like the kind of a different, almost just as cool or maybe cooler version of Howard Henry.
Well, Howard Henry was horrid.
No.
He was actually a menace.
Yeah, no, but Howard Henry wasn't actually horrid. He's just like,
That's
do
a-
this thing, and his parents like fucking hate you, Henry.
She just told Henry he was horrid.
Yeah, people just really said this, like, everything really just was it.
There's one of them.
Oh, yeah, Ryan's pulled up his Fredro rap. So, yeah, it's alright. I never had an MP3 player.
MP3 player. Oh, MP3 players were good. I think MP3 players wasn't good for now.
Yeah.
Like, you can't really say anything other than they're just Spotify, but with it, when Spotify wasn't too real, it wasn't feasible. So, you know, MP3 player, you put on the full album, you listen to the full album, you move on to the next full album. It's great. Planes, great. Holidays, great. I only ever really associate them with holidays.
I don't know about that. I don't know about it.
Looks like your dad's car keys.
No, no.
It looks
It
like
looks
a
like
pocket knife.
it looks like a USB stick. Like the part up the top almost looks like you take that little cap off to the USB cord. Oh, good old days. Well, come on. The next one as well, those like PE climbing things, good old days. Lely Kelly's. If we also rope in the male version of Lely Kelly's, which had a cool toy in them, but the shoes themselves were really, really shit. Because I remember getting them and getting the toy, and like barely ever like wearing the shoes.
No, we can't open the male ones, I reckon. I reckon we go on Lely Kelly's, because that's what's in the image.
Fine. I didn't grow up with it.
But I did grow up with the adverts.
Lely Kelly's, the coolest shoes.
And the adverts were good. The adverts were really good.
Yeah.
All these Tamagotchis.
Yeah, I never had a Tamagotchi. I feel like
That's
they were
like totes 90s.
yeah, they're like if you're born in like 95, like you would have a Tamagotchi.
The
See, I
Windows.
never had like a family computer.
Oh, we did, and it didn't work.
Like my dad and mum had laptops that they would use for like work. I remember my brother installed Minecraft on one and almost destroyed his laptop, so we never played it.
Yeah, it never worked.
Book fair. So I don't think that's like a website. If it is, it's a shame, but I'm just gonna assume it's like any World Book Day.
Yeah.
So good. It was always a book that you didn't want.
Yeah.
I remember the only good one was, if you remember, that book series was like, the book was like, I Am Not a Loser.
Yes. Jeff, like, Dumpy or something.
Yeah, in one of the World Book Days, there was one of the, and it was like a Scottish one that said, I am knit, or some loser.
It's Scotland.
He had bugs on him.
I like Scotland.
Yeah.
Why do we all have bugs on? We don't all have bugs on us.
That's some sort of social commentary by the English. The Scots are covered in bugs.
How many folks do you think they've gone to that?
Aye, we Scots are covered in bugs, man.
So do we now individually rank each tier? Each tier hams. Right,
So
the
let's
awful
go from,
tier.
I think if we start bottom to top.
Awful.
So awful would be the least awful thing there.
Match of the day.
No, I think least awful was at the top.
Match of the match of the day is the awfulest of.
Okay.
Wait, no, match of the day. Yeah. I follow.
I think
The worst of the worst.
probably those like purple things stay where they are because they gave you some fun.
I'm sure Thorpe is better than. I'm sure if you were gave the choice between a soap or an amusement park,
You choose the music.
yeah. So I think you'd choose to watch a soap over eat one of these things.
I've never had them, so
Look 'em.
I can't really. I can't comment.
And I don't know what this is. But see, if it's school, it would still be here.
Yeah.
So, right,
Didn't grow up with this. We don't really have to, but from what we know, I'd say like the PlayStation towards like just beneath Legoland. I think then maybe why what is that?
don't know what it is. Don't know what it is.
Maybe keep Legoland where it is. Move up the GameCube, I guess, just behind the PlayStation. Yu-Gi-Oh can kind of stay where it is. I don't really care. That seems reasonable. Seems entirely reasonable.
This just has to be better than Nick Jr.
It's all right. So,
What's the most sorry thing here?
okay, I think Chuckle Brothers and Mckinlay at the top, then maybe followed by the Beano.
I think Dick and Dom can
Dick and Dog.
go up top.
Okay.
And Chuckle Brothers, because Chuckle Brothers are in association with one guy in the town of Teir.
Yes.
So things that are actually sorry has to be above Chuckle Brothers.
I would say,
Tracy.
yeah, move her down.
Blue Peter, I think, has got to go all the way up to the top.
Probably move MTV up as well, maybe past Tracy, because
Yeah.
the MTV is music.
Flash Tax is better than Teletubbies.
Yes.
Better than My Parents' Feelings, but it's not better than Tracy Speaker. EastEnders is the bottom of this year because the recorder is worse than the concept of the internet.
Yes.
Then where does Toys R Us find itself? Internet is better than... Right. When it worked and it was the best, but it didn't always work. I think it's there.
Yeah. Well, listen. See, if we look at the internet and we think what was on it, and we think cool mass games, then that like throws everything off because immediately we move up to the good old days.
But this is just the idea
It's just the internet.
of
Windows.
7 or whatever.
Cool maths was awesome. Someone said, let's call this cool maths, and that we children can play at school. It's maths. So there was genuinely like a hero out there who made cool maths games.
Toys R Us better or worse than
See,
Teletubbies?
I'd say yeah. I never went there, but you know,
Conspiracy theories are funny. I think I'm happy with that for the ride.
good. I like Pokemon cards at the top.
I'd like Jeremy Cow at the top. Pokemon cards to the top. Because these two could go fucking... That'd make a killer episode.
You stole my fucking mega requires.
World Book Day.
Yeah, probably just there.
The concept of listening to music.
Yeah.
Sky.
Yeah. No, I'd say put a VHS at Bum Belly Kills.
That's fair enough. Content with that, actually, yeah.
Lovely, lovely, lovelies. I think Go-Go's not at the top, but near the top, maybe just behind.
Get blinged. Put Milkshake at the front.
Okay. Like, maybe...
I think the TV networks go at the front.
Yeah.
We can order them. And this as well.
Oh, yeah.
Is
Probably just there, yeah.
DVD player.
DVD player. Go-Go's.
Then Go-Go's phone, the whiteboard, chocolate bar, Mori. And it's just a case, I would say, of ordering the TV networks.
Yeah.
I would suggest Milkshake to the front. Because I think that the thing Milkshake has going against it is the fact that Milkshake is what you watch when you are not capable of forming the concept of a memory.
Yeah, so it was like... Yeah, that's the thing, but CBBS, it had shows for when you weren't able to... When you weren't sentient, and it also had shows for when you were sentient.
CBeebies, I think, is the worst one.
See, I think CBBS, it had the likes of probably...
I had Mr. Maker.
It had Mr. Maker, I believe it must have had...
Mr. Tum.
Mr. Tumble, I believe it must have had Postman Pat on it. It would have had the likes of...
Postman Pat, not this fucker. Like, he's the guy that drives this car.
I feel like if Postman Pat was there, it would show up.
The way Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig was not a milkshake. Not a chance. Just look up what
There we go. Fireman Sam.
Fireman Sam. I think Postman Pat was better, in my opinion.
Yeah, but that tells me that
Wait,
Lazy
hold on, go
Town.
back. Was Lazy Town or fucking Milkshake? Okay, you've convinced me. Wait, yeah.
Bob the Builder,
Wait.
Fireman
Go
Sam,
back to the previous one, we get a better.
Thomas the Tank Engine. It's Ben and Holly. This car thing.
I think that's a new rendition of Noddy next.
Paw Patrol. You see, the issue is we're looking at
Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom as well.
like this is last year. You know what I mean? We won early 2000s when we were kicking about. This one has a good selection.
Yeah, okay. I think you've kind of sold me.
I think it might actually be worthy of moving up an entire tier.
Yeah.
If we could find Postman Pat, I think that would cement.
Yeah, if we look up where Postman Pat earned, if we don't find it soon enough.
It's got these guys on it.
Okay, listen. Okay, you know
It's got
what?
these guys on it.
It's shifting up, bro. If it has the Mr. Men on it, it's shifting up. It just keeps getting better.
It's got Paddington.
It's got a Paddington now on it, apparently.
I think it might be about to be transcend lovely, 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 and like,
Yeah, I believe so.
right.
I know I loved Lazy Town. I loved Paddington. My dad absolutely loved Sporticus for some reason. He just loved them. Wait to look at where Postman Pat. So,
Chillin'. That screams milkshake, doesn't it? See, maybe
that carries CB pages about the Postman Pat as well.
well,
Postman Pat's dead. Postman Pat in his back in Wade County.
but there's actual research going on here. See, it was screened on BBC One. It would have been a part of Milkshake, but the reruns are being shown currently nowadays on CBBC.
Okay.
Oh,
We're going deep here.
I think
it goes in.
it's separate and is now owned by CBBC.
Yeah. But anyway, I think Milkshake goes up to good old days.
Yeah, absolutely. CBBC can stick at the top of Lovely, 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 followed by Nickelodeon, followed by those fun little things, followed by DVD players, followed by Go-Go's, followed by Bone, followed by White Ball, followed by Milky, followed by Ba, La, Mo, Ray.
This is where it gets into the big leagues.
This is hard.
Okay, I think we go from what we think deserves to be nearer the top. We shift from there. So obviously moving up YouTube, moving up Doctor Who. Like TV burp can go like I can sit there for you, so yeah, back again, and the DS I think is just behind, or I think these is ahead. I think it's top. I think it's above YouTube.
So this is where I think the opinion will come into. What is the worst thing up here?
Worst thing up here, I think, it is heavily the fact that we both watched YouTube.
I think we've got to bring this down just because
Yes,
it's
it's a me thing.
I think Disney's got to come down.
Yeah, but like so, we both watched YouTube and we both liked Back Again. We both liked Pantslines. We both liked the DS, but only you watched WWE and Doctor Who.
These are the two biggest things in Britain.
Yes,
I mean, this is. I think carries its weight for being one of the biggest things in the world. This can come down. DS moves up, I say, to at least there. Opens the discussion. That can overtake WWE.
Pantomime. I think it would. I think
They are the same thing.
they're the same thing.
The bench overtakes all.
The thing is with pantomime is I think it's the thing is like you will spend your entire everyone in school spends their entire school year looking forward to that pantomime, and it's always a banger.
I think Mr. Bean's coming down.
Yeah, I might have moving down. Yeah, that big thing, the big rainbow sheet, I think that maybe goes behind Nativity. Cartoon Network.
Should we bring it down to the networks?
Yeah, I think we'll clear the side where the networks sit once we get everything else out of the way. Game and HMV, I think Game definitely will sit above HMV.
What about the consoles? What are we doing with the
Consoles, I think if we leave those two where they are, because that was like
Yeah, that's ours too.
yeah,
They stay together wherever they end up. They stay together because they represent the same
yes,
thing.
2, I think maybe goes above HMV, because I wasn't huge into HMV when I was younger. Freddo, I think I was above HMV. I think those kind of climbing frames, maybe above HMV.
And Freddo
Yeah,
and the console.
yeah. I think actually Freddo was above the PS2 for me. Milkshake above HMV.
Clean to say there.
I think I was the best.
Clean to say there.
The best of the networks, we'll say.
Nobody knows what it is.
I think Mr. Bean can go down to the bottom, beneath, above TV Burp, and then Cartoon Network above HMV and above the PS2, and then Disney above HMV. Like it kind of sits like that, which
takes us up to the top.
So I think YouTube and DS are fine where they are. I think Bakugan is one of those things where, like, obviously I didn't have a ton of them, but just they were awesome. They were really, really good. I think they are good there where they are.
I think this could be. Yeah.
Yeah. The big sheet game, the thing with that is, I was never ever. I was just so rare for it to like be played. And I was like,
It lived as a myth.
as a guys bring out this, you're like, holy shit! And it was like 5 minutes. It's like, what?
You are right. We do currently have this ahead of video games and professional wrestling, but I'm content to leave it there because do you know what? I'd take one of these games over watching WrestleMania because this is everybody. Because it's not just one person is into this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the sporty lads.
I like
Everybody is into this now.
If someone was especially like small and light, when it got lifted all the way up, they'd kind of go up with it. I remember just with the pure force and power.
People would disappear under there and never be seen again.
They'd be.
Folk would come out missing shoes, trousers. In fact, somebody's got war wounds, they're missing their leg.
I'm sure someone played. We played a game where like someone was hidden underneath it and they had to like drag people under.
Aye. It's better than Nativity, you're right, it's better than Jesus.
Yeah, it's better than Jesus.
It's not as good as Pantomimes.
Our pantomime's better than the bench.
The bench is so iconic that whilst these things were a once in a lifetime and a once a year, this was in every single day.
It was your lifetime.
Every single day.
I think I'm content with this. This is a good list.
Also, I'm more than happy with this as a list, which means there's only one thing left to do.
Like,
And that's it. Save and down number.
yes. Perfect.
I didn't even get logged in. Shite. God, it's weird growing up in the 2000s and having this as your childhood.
Yeah. But so worth it.
And of course, Gallus slam attacks in the Wii. It would not be any other way.
No, that's like the Wii is definitely the greatest thing.
Absolutely.
I still remember so many good things about the Wii, such as coming home after school. My dad bought a Wii. Our Wii eventually broke, so we went and bought like the black one, the new one.
Oh.
My dad picking me and my brother up for school, didn't tell my mum, and she was furious. He drove us to Asda, bought us Skylanders. I think it was in the triple digits. It was very expensive for the Polar Power, the whole pack. So much money was spent on Skylanders.
Joey.
I'm pretty sure that they're all like dying out, and it's like 20, 30 little batteries, and they're all going to die, little chips. But still,
It's crazy.
they were awesome.
Yeah, I've got Alpine hardware cutting about somewhere.
Yeah.
In here.
No one else will ever be able to experience that around for 2030. No one else will ever be able to pause it.
Weird. No one will ever be able to play Thump Back.
No one will ever be able to play as what's his name? The like Iclops. The skeleton one. Spyro.
Magna Force.
Yeah. Trigger Happy.
Trigger Happy. What a
Pop Fizz.
happy wee guy. Look, the shark fin guy.
Yeah.
Terrafin.
Delgron.
Oh, I like the way they got rebranded. Stealth Elf. So Stealth Elf's like a top tier.
Mm-hmm.
This guy lined up.
It was the magma one. The big balls for hands.
And I have been Ryan Robertson.
Yes, and I've been Calum Mckinlay, and you've been listening to the Gallus Podcast.